So take a ride with me on this one. Seems like it could be an interesting journey. This one is called the 343 Cupridis counter, or also high XG. Now, the reason I say that this is an interesting journey one is they use Milano United. Now, I looked up Milano United. I don't know anything about them, but apparently it was a South African football club from around 2012 or so. And I did not understand this. So you can apparently sell your national first division status to another team. So apparently that happened in 2017 to the Sakahuma Shah, something I apologize, I can't pronounce that. But they sold that status to another team who then kind of folded a couple of years after that. This is bizarre. This is news to me. I didn't even realize this. And I've played on FM in a couple of years past in the National First Division. So, but apparently this was tested with a team that was from the National First Division years ago that apparently no longer exists. So definitely keep that in mind as we're going through this. I don't know if the players are real. I don't know what's going on in there. Unfortunately, as usually, there's not a big description. It just says for alternative, just make slower possession play. So take that for what it's worth. But we're going to take it with three teams of ours, Liverpool and Aston Villa in the Premier League, and our championship side of Ipswich Town. And we're going to also remember this is a holiday sim. I'm not taking control of anything for it. So yeah, let's just dive into the Premier League and see how it worked. Well, as you can see, Liverpool has the points and the goals to get into first place, which is phenomenal to see. Aston Villa, unfortunately, not as much. They retain the Conference League, or they still stay there, but 60 points is pretty low. 71 goals to the points is not bad, but overall, they could have definitely done a little bit better. Domestic Cups for Liverpool. Unfortunately, they come up against Manchester United and lose out in the Carabao Cup semi-finals. They do get to the FA Cup final and beat them in the end 4-3. And we might as well give them a third trophy, the Europa League final, 2-0 over Sporting. So 3 trophies, not bad. Semi-finals of the Carabao Cup, could have done a little bit better, but oh well. Squad-wise, about average in the green, unfortunately. But, I mean, they still get a lot. 33 goals for Nunez, 24 for Diaz, assists 26 for Robertson and Trent apiece, and then average rating, Trent with a 7.36. But switching over to our Aston Villa side, out in the Carabao Cup 4th round, 1-3 to Newcastle, and out in the FA Cup semi-finals, 0-2 to Manchester United. And unfortunately, nothing for them this season, out in the Europa Conference League in the quarterfinals against Dynamo. So overall, definitely not a great season. They still get Conference League next season, so they got something, I guess. But yeah, overall, not the greatest. Squad-wise, about average on the sea of green there too. Unfortunately, 37 goals though for Ollie Watkins. Pretty sure he's going to get picked up next season. 13 for John McGinn and Douglas Luiz. Assists, 21 for Matty Cash, Douglas Luiz with 15. And average rating, well, Robin also gets there, but Alex Moreno with a 7.19. And then Matty Cash, of course, with a 7.18. Data hub for Liverpool looks really nice attacking, but that always does. Shutouts per game is a little lacking, though, interestingly enough. Defensively, looks pretty good. 2.95 goals per game is phenomenal. Definitely no question about that. 0.79 conceded, 0.8 XG against is bang on average. Aston Villa, on the other hand, their attacking side did not work at all. Defensively looking pretty poor, at least for their usual. 1.87 goals per game is not great for them. 1.66 conceded, 1.41 XG against is definitely a lot higher than usual. Now, whenever I see a team doing really badly, the first thing I go to is the medical center. And here you can see Digne having a lot of problems. 5 months, 5 weeks, 2 months, 4 to 6 weeks. That's Leon Bailey, but still, Leon Bailey's in there. Zaniolo's in there with a major. Moreno's in there with a major. Buendia. So that's the first place I look, and I can definitely see how a lot of this, especially with Digne, the season just gets derailed. But on to the Premier League stats. Liverpool with 2.39 points per game in first. Aston Villa all the way down in 7th. Although at this point, I'm not really sure I would be worried about Aston Villa's kind of season and how they did, but 1.58 there. But they're in this list, so I might as well give it to you. Most goals in first for Liverpool, 112. Aston Villa with 71. Fewest shots against. Liverpool in 4th with 284. Most possession, 57% for Liverpool, 55% for Aston Villa. Best pass completion, 88% for both. And then most shots for Liverpool with only 546. That is really low for them, but Villa with 493. Well, now, as we've seen in the past, when it comes to the championship side, how does Ipswich Town fare? They can really go either way. But thankfully here, they absolutely stormed the league. 12 points clear of Southampton, 119 goals. Only one other team, Middlesbrough, getting over 100 goals this season. They did fairly well. But when it comes to the domestic cups, it was about average. Carabao Cup second round, 0-1 to West Brom, and then FA Cup, they got to the quarterfinals after beating Hull, but still losing out to Manchester United 2-4. Still got 2. So overall, definitely a wonderful season in the championship. Everything else, eh. And of course, as we get to the squad, unfortunately about bang on average for them. But goals, 13 for Chaplin Broadhead with 12. Assist, Leif Davis is still there with 25. Wes Burns with 18. And average rating, Leif Davis with a 7.36. Championship stats though, most points per game, of course, in first with 2.65. Most goals, of course, in first with 119. The others come after the playoff push. Fewest shots against in third with 345. Most possession with 55%. Most dribbles made in eighth. They do make the list with 675. Best pass completion with 89%. And most shots for in fourth with 642. But now on to the tactic itself. We start out with a sweeper keeper in defend, wide center backs on the left and the right in defend, with a central defender in cover in the middle, 2 wing backs in attack, 2 Segunda Volantes in attack, and then 2 inverted wingers in support. Both have that mark-specific position. It is that DL, and then an advanced forward in attack up front. Attacking mentality, in possession attacking with his narrow, focus played on the left and the right, play out of defense, passing directness is shorter, tempo is higher, low crosses, work the ball in the box and be more expressive. In transition, counter press, counter, distribute quickly, distribute to the back line and then roll it out. Out of possession, a high press line of engagement, a higher defensive line, trigger press much more often, prevent your goalkeeper distribution, get stuck in, step up more and invite crosses. So overall, how did it fare for these 3 teams? I mean, 2 out of 3 did not do a bad job whatsoever. I definitely think that we've seen better tactics in terms of more attacking, which is what FM loves to see, especially FM24. And that's what I've seen time and time again, especially lately. But you still get 119 goals here, 122 points for Ipswich. They had a phenomenal season. Liverpool kind of more on the average mark towards their side, a little bit higher in points, higher in goals, but not by far. Aston Villa definitely having a crap season, unfortunately. If they didn't have the injuries, or if you were able to bring some of your own transfers in, spend a little bit of money, you definitely probably could have gotten the top 4 or 5. But here, it just didn't work for them. But the thing is, Liverpool did not have a lot of shots. And that's kind of what they're known for. They're just attacking the goal left, right, and center. Unfortunately, I mean, it still worked for them here. So definitely check it out if you've got the midfield to play with and you like that kind of formation. But here, it worked. I think it could have worked a little bit better. But that's it for me, 7FM, for the Football Manager blog channel, saying thank you as always for watching. Take care and enjoy.